doing here? Back with another live stream. Excuse me. Thought I'd gotten rid of all that coughing, but of course I never do. So anyway, okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. Gonna work on the NetPRoMAx DNS server. DNS authoritative advertising name server, to be exact. The default settings, I guess you'd say, when you install the DNS server in Fedora. Well, I can just say the one I just did, Fedora 28 with the net install. I clicked the box in there that in the software, extra software, that you could add to it as you go there, as you install. I clicked the box for DNS server, and then once I got into all this, well, I didn't know. I researched them a lot years ago, but and I installed it on my Fedora 14 system. That's how long it's been since first year or two that I had it on there. But since I, did any real studying on it. Anyway, I got it up and running and everything like I have already this time, and then I never could get the config right to show up on the internet. And well, actually, I don't know that I may not have ever figured out what I just said. In order to show the internet that, hey, this is where my where I just want, of course I just want it for my websites. Hey, this is where my websites. This is where my DNS server is, and my DNS server points to my websites. That's basically it. In order to do that, it needs to be an authoritative advertising name server. So you do, like when you're reading the how-tos and watching videos, you got to learn that so you'll know what you need to set up, and it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same as just a DNS caching server. Just helps your local network find things. It caches where you've been and helps you find things on the internet faster instead of having to go out to the other internet authoritative name servers, the ones that are like, there's a list of them that are the I don't know exactly what word they use, but they're authoritative name servers. That there's actually there's root name servers. There's like a daisy chain of 3 or 4 that it goes through before it comes back and tells you, okay, this is the address, the IP address. By the way, that's what name server. If you don't already know that. If you don't already know that, you probably didn't click on the video, but your domain name doesn't actually point to anything. That domain name is just to help people remember, your website name, and then all this DNS server stuff points to the actual address, which is the IP address. There's IPv4, version 4, which was the original, which is what I'm going to use, and then there's IPv6, which I just turned off because that was the advice I got, and they say it's a lot of trouble to set up and it's not really necessary, so I turned it off on mine. But so I've got myself some notes I'm fiddling around here with. First thing I want to, let's see. I want to check my errors in my zone files, because the last time I worked on it, I tried, worked on my zone, my zone files and other config files, and now it won't even start up. I did some things wrong, and then let's see. Then I think I'm going to try to download that script for automatically building zone files for you. Well, the forward and reverse zone files, I think, is what it builds for you. You might build all, from what I gather, there's more than one way to do it. There's lots of ways that can be done and be work. But what I have done so far is I made a zone file for Bishopco.biz, and then I made a separate forward and reverse zone file for Bishopco.biz. But I got errors in my syntax, and it's not working right, and in the new files I made, and maybe in my name config and everything. So but I found I had been watching a video. Well, there's 2 videos by this one particular guy. He does classes, online classes for all kinds of things to do with IT stuff, computer admin stuff, and servers and everything. And anyway, he showed you how to set one up to actually get websites on the internet, like I'm trying to do, not just be a caching name server. He moves real fast, and so what I've learned to do watching these videos is I can't remember what all they say, so I make screenshots of everything that I think I need to know. So I've been trying to follow those screenshots. It's still pretty hard. Okay, so, well, I just took medicine not long before I started the video, so it always makes it worse before it makes it better. And all this coughing and drainage and everything. So it's allergy. I don't have a cold anymore. I had one, I guess it's been 2 weeks since I've been over the cold, but let's see. But first, I'm going to go through my errors from the work I've done this last time, and let's see if I can figure any of that out. And as hard as that is to get it up and going, even if I'm successful at doing it, I have 5 domains to do. So I think a script would be great if I can. I watched the video of setting up a name server for 2 websites, and then I watched the next video he did of how to build that script. And well, now see, he just showed you how to use it, and then he said if you want to download my script and use it, edit it to your website, you can. And the only reason I didn't already download it is because I didn't know if I could follow his instructions. And the other thing was, let me check I want to make sure my sound was good on my stream. And the other thing was, let me go ahead and get over here on the web desktop. The other thing was, having to re-edit his script, and what was the other thing? Oh, you have to log in. You have to join his website to download anything in that thing. So I don't know if I wanted to do that. I started getting emails from them, advertisements. Probably they might. They don't seem like the kind of outfit that would spam the heck out of you, but who knows? I don't do that unless I have to with anything. Some websites I have been so sorry for many years that I joined them. You just can't get them to stop, So I didn't want to do it unless I really, really wanted that script. So I've got my, this is my Fedora's Cockpit Remote Admin web, GUI for remote administration of your Fedora server. And so this is logged into my NetPRoMAx with Fedora 28 server on it. And this is, I just booted it up a while ago. And so this I always get, let's see. Well, it starts with this. I believe these two go together. But too much work for IRQ22, and then what it does is it reduces this, whatever it's the file, whatever it's trying to do. DHC client. Oh no, that's 2 different things. I just now realized. Whatever this is, it's reducing it. And then on this IRQ, I looked it up, and I don't think it's a big deal. I've seen things like that, IRQ errors, on pretty much every one of my old machines that I put servers on, especially Fedora. I don't remember about Domain, but Domain's a lot more lightweight, so it doesn't demand as much out of the machine. I think it's just that it's demanding things, or it's trying to use something that's not actually in the hardware because it's older. Because this is a single-core Celeron processor, which is an Pentium 4 class, and it's 2.8 gigahertz with a single core, and it's got 2 gig of RAM. So it's plenty especially for a headless server. I mean, well, not exactly headless. I do have it plugged into a monitor and everything, but anyway, I don't have a GUI interface on this one. It's the first time I've done one without it. So far, it's all right. I mean, since you have this app, I still keep thinking I might try and see if I need to go look up WebMin. I keep kind of forgetting that, but I won't do that right now. That's why it's one of those things that's going to be a lot of time and big sidetrack. I've used it before years ago, and it is helpful, but it is very complicated. You can get lost in it too. But everything, do everything in the GUI, or you have a terminal like this in it too, I think. But all those instructions I've found so far are all in the terminal anyway, so, graphic. Unless I get a real handle on every one of these files and what they are, where they are, their names and everything, it wouldn't help me to have a GUI. So anyway, I think I could put that on there and edit all those files with it. I'll be willing to bet. But if it'd be easier, I don't know. So anyway, WebMin has been around for I don't know how long. I've used it for different machines for years, on and off for years, from my web servers. But you don't need it. I know I used to use it to administer SQL databases when I was doing dynamic websites, trying to get them up and running. And think features like that for dynamic websites. And you don't need that for just a straight HTML website like mine. So anyway, here's the error about the failed to start Berkeley Internet Name Domain DNS. So that's my DNS server. So I haven't remembered to look in the logs when that's not working. So let's look at that, see what it tells you. Usually I just go use the commands in the terminal that I've been saving and learning. So it's failed to start. There's some addresses where some things are. And that's pretty much it. Just that it failed to start and a lot of stuff that doesn't look like it would help me any. So let's go to the terminal. And the last commands I ran, last few commands I ran, I know it won't restart. That one right there, journal CTL-exe, will tell you exactly what's wrong with it. Let's see. I always forget that it's a very long output, but and I don't go up there. Oh, that's really long. And down at the bottom is where it tells you. Oh, it's way longer than I thought it was. So I went through all this before. Let's see, we'll go home. That should take us to the top. Yeah, that's the first page right there. By the way, that's what those buttons are for on your keyboard. Home and end and page up and page down. This is what they're for. So like page down, that's the next page. They were made for they were put on the keyboards for originally when computers, you only worked in the terminal window. So see, lots and lots of good information. Wait a minute, what's that? Bishopco. Okay, I just saw my name of my machine in there. I thought maybe it tells me something. So okay, that's to the end of it. So it's about 4 pages or something. Seems like more when you're just slowly going through there like that, trying to get through it. But anyway, now here's the startup result is done. That's where I usually always start reading. Half the time I forget all that's there. But there's that process ID again that was in that log file. What you need to know that sometimes, like if you want, mostly I need to know it when I want to kill a process in the terminal that's being unruly and won't close, or something. But you can also use it to like see what kind of resources it's using and stuff like that. Like there's a program that's called Top that if you want to know, it'll help you know it'll show you your process ID. But anyway, it's a system usage. Like I use this. I like the GUI system monitor. My favorite one is this one. I guess this is KDE system monitor. Let's see, what's it called? I think there's a KDE system monitor. I was thinking it had an odd name to it. I guess that's one of the others. So anyway, that's what I like to use, and I can do everything I need to do right there. I can search for apps. I can like if I want to see what processor running under Firefox, there you go. I don't have the PID and it doesn't show up by default, but I think you can add things if you're interested in that. But anyway, I organize it by I used to always organize it by what's using the most CPU, but I noticed that sometimes it's some memory that's killing you, especially with OBS Studio and Firefox. That'll what will lock up your machine is when it starts using up all your memory sometimes for whatever odd reason. So I organize that by the highest memory user, and as you see, the highest memory user just happens to be the highest CPU user too, so that generally comes along together, or at least within the view where you don't have to page all the way down here to see it. But back to this. Okay. I was checking my sound again. Okay. Okay, we're there. Now where, where I was, that's not giving me those errors. I wonder if I didn't end up getting to the end. Oh, I'm at the end. Maybe where I was reading was actually not the end. Actual end of the, and I never knew it. Let's page up again. Let's see. I have to actually look through it. I may have to run the command again just to find the spot where it always stops where I can read what I need to read about the DNS server, or about bind is what I'm looking for is bind. I think that's what it calls it. I don't know if it even says DNS in there. There we go. Yeah, so you're not, it stops. I don't know. I guess that command runs the whole thing, but it stops where, yeah, see, it's not at the top page, the beginning of it, but this is it. So, it's good to learn things like that, start paying attention. Now, wait, that's the reducing, that's that timeout that's in the log. Reducing to, this is going through the logs, see. That's what this is doing, is going through the logs in the terminal. So there's that, and that might tell you more about the DH client, too large, reducing. It's got some, that seems to have something to do with internet networking. And then it says it's bound, there's my IP address bound to that. And I never did set the machine to always, get a static address, IP address, but it does get, I've got it set in the router to do that. But if I ever change routers, I would, then my server would be not working right. Well, if I change routers, I have to. That's one reason why I don't ever bother with that, because if you change routers, well, it's going to have a different whole IP number system anyway. So unless you set it to what the other one was, which is usually not worth the trouble, because different brands usually use different, like it's 192.168.0 or .1 or .10 or .2 or .7 or whatever. Well, .7 is what I usually use if I have to do my own, I think. But anyway, I had two routers. Let's see, I think my very original not wireless net, I can't say its name, but original router that I bought, it was .0, and then the D-Link is .0, and then all the others have been different, I think. So anyway, let's see if we can find, okay, now we're at the top page. Now I'm kind of going, okay, where is what I'm looking for? Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, we're at the top page. I was hitting home and end. Normally that's what I use, home and end. I need to page down one page at a time. It doesn't skip any data, other than maybe the last line there, like HTTP free desktop. Yeah, see that free desktop's not on there. At least I don't think it does. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't get what I'm looking for because I didn't try restarting. I didn't read any of that before I started jabbering about all this. Maybe it's not there at all. I'm not missing it. It's not there. Because it's not recent enough to show up in there. I would have, since it failed, since I just got through booting it, I would have expected it to be in there. But I don't see it. I see it. I'm just trying to scan it. It's just too much to just sit here and read it all. I'm just looking for keywords. I'm not good at that really, but I can do it. Looking for DNS or bind. And besides, it has a red error in it. Error, not arrow, error. And it gives it away right there. least it did before. Now it seems like there's more pages than I was thinking. So maybe I never made it to the bottom after all. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this is a lot of pages now. Yeah, there's 2,210 pages. So pages, errors, messages, yeah, lines. 2,210 lines, not pages. I thought, what? But yeah, I don't know why. A minute ago when I was going through here, it seemed like there was 4 or 5. Now I've gone very far. Yeah, see, there's down there too much work for RQ22, kernel, audit, start, so-and-so, too much work. Then it says modem manager, creating modem with plugin generic and 5 ports. I don't need a modem manager on this. There is probably a modem in this machine, but I'm not using it. It's out of the kernel. See, that's a kernel module. Looks like for modems, which is great that it still has that. Because sometimes I actually do have to fax things on my desk. You know, I do it on the desktop or something if I have to do that. Usually I do it with a Windows XP machine though, because it's easier. Network manager. I keep going back because I think, oh, I didn't realize. Sometimes I don't look. I just hit the next button. I forget to look. There, failed to start name. That must be it. Let's go to the, yeah, there's another page after that, but that may be it. Let's see. Zone. Bishopco.biz zone, line 12. That's what that means. Colon, line 12. Then colon, file does not end with a new line. I'd messed all my files up by not ending them with a new line. I've been just doing that because it's kind of a good practice, but I know that some files don't like that and they won't work right. And I know that these are really particular files to every little jot and tittle. So all the syntax. So I took them out this last time, and they needed to be in there. Evidently, I had a new line, just a new empty line. You hit return at the last entry, hit return, and have a new empty line. That's what it is. So, and then in ns1.bishopco.biz, and then there's extra input text. I don't know. I'll have to look in there and see. I have no idea what that is. That's line 12 too. Does not end with a new line. Same file. Okay, and then the reverse zone file, I can tell because it has reverse of my IP address in there, and it says ARPA in there. And it says failed extra input, not loaded due to errors, extra input text. IN extra input text. So maybe there's some extra stuff that doesn't need to be in there. And then that one doesn't say it doesn't have a, I may be missing it, but it looks like it doesn't say there's no, good screenshot of that. I've been trying to not have too many, well, I don't like doing cough drops when I'm making videos because I smack them. But my throat is really getting raw already. And, okay, now there may be some more to this message, but I think that might be the last part of the file to start, BERT DNS. See, bind Berkeley Internet name domain, BIND. That's what bind stands for. It's Berkeley Internet name domain. That's what I originally named it, and I saw a file, and I went to a website, and it was, I think it was 1989, where just a text file, not even an HTML file, because HTML, if they had it invented back then, I can't remember. They weren't using it yet a lot. HTML is like the thing that revolutionized websites working and the ability to link from one page to another and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to do next page again. Yeah, name services failed. There's some more about it. Let's see. And then it says reach target host, network name lookup. So yeah, it's back to other things. This is all logs. This is reading the logs. I guess it's the startup log. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good, so you could use that on any machine. You could use that command there that I just ran. I don't remember what it is now, but to look through your logs in the terminal. But see, if you do it, I like those log viewer files because it helps you divide them up and it tells you what. Well, there's log viewers that I have. I have some on this machine that, like, I'll go over here and just say it, show it. Okay, so there's two of them that are called log viewers, and I won't open them up because it'll just be a sidetrack. But you can look through them, and it'll show you, you know, by category and all that stuff, like startup or whatever. They're really helpful. Okay, so 4533. I think that's a reverse of my external IP. No, I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm not worried about that right now. Okay, now that's the end. Last line. Now, here's the thing. Which files is it? Oh, I can use that screenshot. That way I'll know. I can look back at that and see, okay, what files do I want to. Now, I think I figured out how to get out of these things, these kind of screens that don't let you out without hitting a command. I think it's Control-C. And that, I think, did it work? It's just sitting there. It may be taking a while to respond. Because it's blinking. It looks like it's trying. I hit Control on the right side of the keyboard. I don't think I have to use the left side. Do it again. Okay. I did Control-C on the left Control and C, and that worked. So maybe it doesn't work with the right one, or maybe I hit the wrong key. Could have accidentally hit the Windows key or something. Anyway, that's how you get out. And so let's go ahead and open up Midnight Commander. Yeah. So that I can get to the files easily. So let's get my screenshot open too. How am I going to do that? Okay, these are the ones I want to follow over here on the left side. So on here, that's the ones I've already put in the. Go to my recent, most recent screenshots, and now I'm going to open it. I can't get this thing to stay. I had it to where if I double clicked on a file, it would open up with Image Viewer, and then it just quit. It just went back to GwenView. Even though I have it set in my preferred, applications. That's one little thing that's always been a back and forth fight for me with Fedora and with Mate, and from Genome 2 to Mate on all along. And I figured it out a long time ago. The only way I could get it to work was to go into KDE. I'd have to either have the entire KDE desktop installed, which I don't, or just have enough of the administration part of it installed so that I could go to the KDE settings and change it in there. Well, actually what I used to do, and that's for certain things, certain files that you can't, like, I'll show what I'm trying to say. I'm going nuts here. Used to, I would just do this. Click on that, right click to get, and I went real fast. Right click, properties, click on that. it doesn't work anymore. As of Fedora 28, I don't know. I don't know if I think it still worked on Fedora 23, but like somewhere around Fedora 26 or 7, it quit working. I guess they dropped it as a feature, or they thought it was a security risk and stopped letting you do that. But it aggravates the crap out of me. And you going into Crusader root mode like that doesn't make any difference. It still won't work. I've been using that all these years since 2005 when I discovered Crusader. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I always say. I say it too much, but heck, why'd you break that? Why'd you fix it and break that? So, back to what I'm supposed to be doing here. Yeah, I completely forgot. I got sidetracked. And this crazy app, the only reason I'm using it because it doesn't use much resources, and as soon as you open it, you can just really flip through them real quick. This crazy app, it's all laid out weird. It's a whole different it's like Genome 3, which I just cannot use. I can't stand it, the layout of it, the way it works. So it's kind of, doesn't matter where you click on it, there's no way to say move to, the other desktops, because I don't want it in here with this one. I want to move it over to one of these others so I can go like that real fast. Instead of going in here and going up and down and up and down, and where is it? Oh, I can't find it. Because I haven't used Windows since 2005, and that's one of the things I hated about the Windows desktop is having to have everything all in one place and up and down, trying to figure out where everything is. Okay, stop crying. First thing, Bishopco.biz zone, line 12, does not end with a new line. That's the only thing wrong in that one. Okay, so let's go see about fixing that. And since that's a screenshot of my desktop, it always makes me go, okay, now where am I going? Bishopco.biz zone. Let's just go ahead and get this one in the etc, because I'm going to be going in there probably, and then this one will be var. This is just a lot like Crusader, so that's why I like to use this. And var named. Starting to remember some of these folders at least. Now here's my Bishopco.biz zone. F4 for edit. That's all it is right there. Hit enter new line. It's the only thing that I think is wrong with it. I have it pointed to this machine because that's the only, if I can get this to work and still talk to the internet, I may have to put if I have to put my public IP address in every one of these files right there, and I mean there's a space for your IP address in most all these files. If I have to do that, especially if I'm not using the script, I would have to do it like 50 times every time my IP address changed, so there'd be no point in even setting all this up. So this, I have set this machine always gets this IP address. Now, hopefully that won't matter on the internet, because like my web server, it's set up like this. I mean, its IP address is always the same. That way, my router knows when my router's pointing to that IP address. So, or I have a backup server, so I had it to the backup server. Before I started my video, I went ahead and changed it to this machine in my router. But normally, I just leave it pointed to whatever my server is. And all internet ports, I always forward them to my server. And so it should work. I would think it would work the same for the DNS server. I'm hoping. And so anyway, and I have all the ports open and all that stuff. So save that, hit F2, enter. Now, hit escape twice, and that comes out of, and that closes the file that you've been working on. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. And I didn't pay attention to what line it was, but evidently that was line 12. Okay, so I can go look and see. I was curious about that. Let's see. 14. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, line 12. You need that. So, now, zone Bishopco.biz Okay, this is evidently the commands or the syntax. Internet ns ns1 Bishopco.biz has no address record A or AAA, so it must need an A in there then. Okay. Not loaded due to errors. Oh, and then default Bishopco.biz in bad zone. So that one doesn't say it doesn't have the new line at the end, because the next one is, oh, you know, we're still in the forward file, I think. Wait a minute. Yeah, NS1 does not have a new line. I'm wondering if that when I just closed, I'm thinking it was just fine, is actually not just fine, if those are all about that file. I thought it was about the next file, but now I realize. So maybe that's all filed up. Default bad zone. I think that was all about that file, and then forward NS1 does not end with a new line. Zone NS1 Bishopco is loaded serial. Okay, that one loaded, but it needs to end with a new line though. And then DNS data from text reverse. This one with near line NS1 Bishop extra input text zone and then loading from master file reverse failed extra input text default extra input text. And then the names fail to start. So I need to go back to that, my Bishopco.biz zone, and I have all kind of things wrong in there. Okay, let's go to the next error. See, I may not even, the more I look at this, my initial feeling was, I don't know if I can fix this by what I've learned. Let's keep trying for now. Okay. Back into edit mode. Okay, I did the new end, does not end with new line. I fixed that. Now then, zone Bishopco.biz ns1 Bishopco.biz has no address records. Okay, ns1 has no address records. I believe it's talking about this line. Well, no, wait, maybe it's up here. SOA. I think I remember seeing an A right there in some of those. Bishopco.biz NS1. I'd have to go far and wide to see an example of that. So I'm going to try it right now. Try what I think. See if I'm learning anything here. This one has, it's laid out specifically like that, you know, name server, and then the A record is the IP address that I'll, you know, my local IP that I want it to use. And that is too many spaces. Okay. I'm going to hit F2. One time that machine just rebooted on its own and I lost what work I'd been doing the other day. Okay. That's the only place that it might be missing an A that I can tell. And then zone Bishopco.biz not loaded due to errors. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, there's one more thing. Default Bishopco.biz is a bad zone. Okay. Default Bishopco.biz is a bad zone. Where's default? I don't know. That I don't know. But unless it's right in here, but I think it goes NS1, not just Bishopco. No, yeah, NS1. Yeah, this is a zone file, so I think. Look at that one more time. I think maybe that's all I can. I mean, I'm going to be. Obviously, I haven't fixed something, unless that's just more of the. Whoops. Yeah, you can't copy and paste. You can't copy that because it's not real text. Default. See, underscore default Bishopco.biz is a bad zone. But I don't think there are any underscore default directories in this thing. So let's go to this. Well, let's kind of look around in here, but I don't think so. There is a default directory around here. There are sometimes directories that are like that. Well, I'm going to just kind of hope that's actually just something about the way they write out the error, and it doesn't mean that is another error. Because it says not loaded to errors, and then that's after that. So, okay, so let's go to forward NS1. Bishopco.biz, line 13, does not end with a new line. So that seems to be the only thing wrong. Okay, doesn't NS1 Bishopco.biz forward, the forward zone file, right? Forward Bishopco.biz. It's already at the end there, so you got to do is end with a new line. Now, say this one doesn't have an A up there at the top, though. I wonder if it needs that. Well, it didn't say anything. And I don't think you, could be wrong. I might have should have put name server and then put an A after that. But I was exactly trying to follow. Well, it doesn't mean I didn't make a mistake, but I was following examples, you know, when I did those lines before. Okay, well, I'm going to take it one thing at a time, whittle it down as I go. Okay, zone this one loaded, and you got a serial number. I don't know how that's set up, but it's set up and it does that. And then DNS rate from text reverse in this one Bishopco.biz, line 12 near Bishopco.biz, extra input in line 12. And then it has no, does not end with a new line. And then it says zone, specifically the reverse address loading from master failed, extra input due to errors. And then again, default extra input. Okay, so let's go in there to line 12. See if I can figure out what the extra input is and put a new line at the end of it. Reverse. That new line. Unless I made a mistake and I put that dot when it didn't need it, but okay, let's find line 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's right there. Okay. Extra input. Oh, oh, that one. Oh, that no. That guy said that needed to be there, and it says the extra input is on line 12. Reverse. Oh, it says. Wait a minute. Oh, let's get back up to where it's just talking about reverse, forward, DNS from text, line 12, extra input. Okay, so that's from the previous one, the other file. NS1 Bishopco.biz reverse NS1 does not end with a new line, and then zone ARPA. So that's line 14 is what I should be looking for. 14? Is there even that many lines in it? Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that's line 14. Wait, I did get to having a new line and everything. Yeah, I did. And there's only one new line. Save it. Okay, so line 14. Does not end. And then zone loading ARPA from master file, failed extra input text. Again, default backwards, extra input text. Yeah. Now see, I don't know. I just don't know. I know that that's not the way everyone else does it right there. And so I don't know. Maybe there's some other corresponding entry, like in the name config file, that I don't have, or something to make that work. One thing I could guess at, but so let's do screenshots of those. We're just going to look at each one and screenshot them. This one doesn't have. Okay, that's not the one I did that with. So. And then Bishopco.biz. This is the one where I added the A to it. So I'm going to put that right there. I don't know if that'll help me, but do that. NA. See, they're all. See, it doesn't say. It says Internet name server, Internet A record. Yeah, and your A record is the IP address. And a domain reference like that. Domain. This is NS1. It's kind of that. I guess it's really a subdomain. NS1 is the subdomain of Bishopco.biz, name server 1. You know, of Bishopco.biz. So that makes me think of something. So if it really is a subdomain, if that's really what that indicates, I was thinking that it didn't. It was just the way they wrote it out. But if it does indicate a subdomain, name server 1 at Bishop, of Bishopco.biz, then that's just like all my other domains. They're going to need a virtual server set up for them then, for them to be contactable and to work. I remember them talking about virtual servers and setting them up in some of those videos. Maybe that's what they were talking about, and I didn't get it. There's only one, maybe two out of all of them I saw that showed you how to do that. That I realized it anyway. So let's get out of that, and I'm going to try to restart it and see if it still comes up dead or what. Restart the name server is what I'll do. Just service named restart. Oh, let's see. Maybe no, it's got errors still. Okay. There's two sets of commands you can run. Redirecting to restart name. Job for name service failed because control process exit with an error code. Now system CTL name service, you can run that command, and you can. The one I've been using is journalctl exe. Yeah, see why I have so much trouble with these things. I do that with everything all the time. My eyes just don't work right. But see if that's the one that takes me right. From what I remember, takes me right to those errors and lets me read them. But let's run this one because I can't remember exactly what all's in there. I think it's just a whole lot more stuff to read. Maybe this is the one that takes you right to it. It looks like it's doing that. It's got a whole lot of lines too. Let's look through it and see if it looks any different. Let's see. I'm not going to page through again and get lost. I'll just stay where I'm at. System restart. Where I type my last command in? Here we are, right here. Status, name, service. Oh, okay, that's status. Yeah, that's just status of the name service. Okay. Failed. Does tell you, I guess it tells you the errors. Due to errors. Okay, default, Bishopco.biz, IN, not a valid number. Okay. Zone in this one. Loaded the serial number. Default Bishopco.biz, not a valid number. Data from text, reverse. Line 12 near extra input text still. We have a what? And zone. Loading from master, reverse image, failed, extra input text. Default. Okay, so I'm going to screenshot that one too for myself now. Oh no, you can hit right control and C. I must have just hit the wrong keys a while ago. Okay, now I'm not going to restart it again. I'm going to run that other command, that one, and see if it looks any different. Okay. Oh yeah, it seems to be a little extra stuff. And if make cache service is finished starting up, see if we can work our way back up a little bit. Now here's our errors right here. Name service has failed. I don't know. Look at that. I don't know how you get all that one with all that. Oh, that's IPv6. Loaded serial. Oh, well, it's doing a serial number for IPv6. Then you have the loopback number, that loopback IP address. That seems to work just fine. So there's something it's not all turned off. I guess it's just ignoring it or whatever is what it's doing. DNS data from text, Bishopco.biz zone, line 3. DNS our data this time. But it's Bishopco.biz zone file. Dang, buzzing sound all of a sudden. That phone does that wireless phone. Near root NS1 Bishop is not a valid number. Not a valid number. Let's take everything one at a time. So we're looking at line 3 of my Bishopco.biz zone file. Oh, I've got to take a screenshot of this. Okay. And view it that way because I can't. And again, it didn't exit. There we go. Hit it twice and it worked. Maybe I'm missing the key, hitting it too fast or something. Now there's my screenshots I just took of what I've been doing. Okay, now here's what I need to follow again. getting different errors now than I did a while ago. I actually fixed it the first time by doing this. We'll see how that works out this time. But okay, now so we want to go to Bishopco.biz zone line 3. Oh, Midnight Commander, it's still running. Line 3. And I have to count 1, 2, 3. Okay. Line 3. Okay, I put that A in there, which evidently wasn't correct, I bet you. Since I have a new error now. Near NS1, not a valid number. Okay, so I'm going to say that was not what was wrong with it. Okay, now let's see what the next thing is. Oh, let's hit save. Okay. Zone Bishopco.biz IN loading from master file Bishopco.biz zone failed. Not a valid number. Okay, that might be because of that then. Zone Bishopco.biz loaded due to errors, and then default Bishopco.biz IN not a valid number. Zone NS1 Bishopco.biz IN loaded serial number. Oh, those are the serial numbers. 2017 01032. 27. Where is it? 2017 010302. Okay. So that's the number they're talking about, the serial number. Okay. And then DNS data from text or reverse Bishopco.biz near line 12 extra input text. Let's go to that other file and see. Some file, it seems to me it's actually, I don't know, default Bishopco.biz IN. That's the one I don't know what it is. Like, if is that another file? Default Bishopco.biz/IN. Did I put lowercase in something that I edited? I wonder if that's from the name config file. Let's go there right now and see. That's saved. Actually, that means I didn't edit this file, I think, so I'll probably end up with the error I had at the beginning, but let's take it. I don't know. I'm trying not to go back and forth, but let's go in the... Maybe there's something about default in the name config. I'm afraid that the harder I work on it, the more I'm messing it up. That's the thing. Alright, now, let's go... Oh, down here in the bottom, I think is where... That's where I told... This is where I pointed to my zone files. Zone, Bishopco.biz. Shouldn't it say... Oh, zone. This is the zone, Bishopco.biz. Master is the type. IN. Now, I wonder if IN needs to say capital IN. That's what I'm starting to wonder. Because everywhere else, they always use capital. I don't know. But I copied that. That was already like that, and it was fine before, I thought. Maybe it... Let's see if it's that way anywhere else. That may need to be capital. See, like right there, it's IN. Oh, look at there. That one for name.ca is capital IN. So let's change that. I don't think it would hurt. From what I gather, that's probably the way it needs to be. I'm thinking maybe I'll try find and replace too. Let's go to the top of the file and do that. maybe it's search, yes. Replace, F4, okay. Enter the search string, IN. Replace with IN, normal, okay, let's see. Of course it may, case sensitive, backwards, in selection, whole words, all chair sets. Oh, okay, I'll skip that one. Oh, it's it doesn't see it as being different. Skip that one. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. It might be might be a lot more INs in there than you think. But I wanted to see how many others were like that. That's the reason I'm doing it. I should might have been happier if I'd have started on further down in the file, but that's okay. I'm being thorough. As long as I don't mess up trying to go too fast. IN. Okay, now that doesn't need to be replaced, so I'll just skip it. Yeah, IN is in here a lot, in a lot of words. Where am I at? Include, yeah. Include. There we go. That's just where we want to do it. Replace. Okay, that worked. Replace. Okay. Skip. Replace. And it's to the end of the file. Okay. Oh, that doesn't have a new line on it. You know what? This one may not need it, but I didn't get any error about it, did I? About no new line on it. I would think. And see, this could be just the opposite. It has that bracket in the semicolon. It may be. Well, I'm not getting an error on that file saying it. So I'm going to leave it like that. Other than maybe I needed to edit that. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think it will hurt. And if it does, then we'll do a screenshot of it. Okay, so tab on over to that. Now I think the forward file is the next one. DNS format from text. What it is near. Now I've forgotten. DNS from text. This is called our data from text. Bishopco.biz. Zone file. Not a valid number. Isn't that the one that I decided it was the A? Oh, not a valid number. Line 3 in my Bishopco.biz zone file. Okay, let's go to it again. Maybe I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it said not a valid number, and I took. What I did was take the A out of there. And it says line 3. 1, 2, 3. Near this, not a valid number. There's no number in there. So the A, yeah, well, the A says the A record is looking for a number. See, it's telling you. Okay, I guess if you put an A, you need to have an IP address after it. Okay. So that A probably threw. That's why I got that error, I guess. Okay, now. Zone, Bishopco is loading from master, not a valid number. I'm going to try, let's try reloading the, try restarting it first and see. Okay, it still failed. So we'll just run this command again, make sure we want to see what, if we have any different errors, whatever we got there. I was trying to copy and paste that, and my Control V didn't work. So now let's see what we got. Before I forget, let's screenshot that. Let's go to where's our newest one? Yeah. All right, now let's just read it over. It's kind of easier to read in here, it seems like. I don't know. Well, I want to, yeah, it is. Okay, so loaded serial, loaded. Okay, now Bishopco.biz INNS NS1 has no address records. It says that again. Okay, Bishopco.biz INNS. So Bishopco.biz NS1 has no address records. A or AA. That's what I started out with, wasn't it? So Bishopco.biz not loaded due to errors. Default Bishopco.is bad zone. I was fixing to say maybe the 2017 is in the past, and maybe I need to make it 2018. And I don't know. I think those other ones, some of those might be the month. But there's more than like, see, 2017, I know that's right. And then there might, if that's 01, that'd be January, and then 03, and then what's the 02? So I didn't want to fool with it if it didn't. I wasn't having errors before, you know, before I edited, made my new zone files and all that. I wasn't having trouble with that right there. So I hadn't been bothering with it. But one works and one doesn't. That's what's weird, because I copied and pasted that stuff from my Bishopco.biz zone file and then edited it to, you know, forward and reverse files by looking at the video screenshots. All right, zone NS1 has no address records. ARAA. Maybe I need to put an IP in there, but I don't remember having that was something I was supposed to do. That's back to that original error when I took that A out up there. Maybe I need to put the A and then the IP, but I didn't think so. Maybe you do. Okay, and then Bishopco.biz bad zone. It loaded its serial number. And that's one Bishopco.biz from text. Still don't know what extra input text is. Extra input text on both of those, it looks like. Wait, which? Yeah, reverse, forward and reverse, they have extra input text. Okay, so this is not, this is NS1. What I don't understand is which file are they talking about right here? Some of this load, see, there's no load error right now that says Bishopco.biz zone. This just says zone Bishopco.biz, like as in the zone Bishopco.biz for internet name server. And that's one Bishopco.biz has no address records. No errors. Default bad zone. Okay, now this one says the file. Let's start here. That says it loaded with that serial number that I've been talking about. Extra formatted text. Bishopco reverse, so we don't have a problem with the forward anymore. Okay, so the zone NS1 Bishopco.biz, it did load and has that serial number. Okay, and then reverse has extra input. I see no more mentions of forward, Bishopco.biz zone, or being bad, or forward. Now just reverse has extra input. And well, all this stuff about the zone, wait. Extra input text. Let's go to line 12 of my reverse file now. I'm starting to really get turned around with all this. If I use the right control, I have to hit it twice, but if I use the left, I seem to only have to hit it once. Maybe I thought that because I hit the right control and it didn't work, so then I hit the left control. Yeah. So I guess you have to hit it twice. All right, so yeah, I got out of there so that I could get into here. Now I want the reverse. Let's go back to my screenshot. It's the same information, it's just a little smaller. Could make it bigger, but it's not that bad, I don't think. Okay, okay. Reverse. There is that, yeah. I don't know which file they're saying. Okay, reverse NS1 Bishop, line 12, near NS1 extra input text. Line 12, reverse file. Reverse file. Let's go to line 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. PTRA. I wonder if it's that A. Because why would you want an A in there? Because an A means you're going to have an IP address. You think that's it? Might be. Save it. Might be. Because now that I'm really reading, you know, because I'm beginning to catch on to what, I don't remember what PTR stands for, but I do remember what Internet Name Server and A records are. I forgot what PTR is, but let's try reloading it at that. Yeah, let's try reloading it like that. Okay, and see what we get. Now let's see how much it's changed. Yeah, that still says the same thing. Zone, Bishopco.biz, INNS, has no A records. Default. Okay, now maybe this is all in the name config file. Kind of remember things like this, maybe that, something like that being in the name config. And then zone NS1 Bishop could load a serial number. It loaded that serial number. That doesn't seem to be a problem. Zone with a reverse, but now that only place I know where this is, I put this in here, was on that reverse file. It's the only place. Oh, it loaded the serial number. Okay. Name, service control process exited, failed. Okay, so there's The only things that are actual errors is that right there. Those 3 lines. Okay, zone Bishopco.biz. And this one has no address or A records. And let's see. Okay. And it may be because of that that default Bishopco.biz is a bad zone. Okay, I'm going to look. I'm going to copy this. I think I'll be able to. NS1 Bishopco.biz, NS1.bishopco.biz. See, I have to get out of here to be able to go back and open the file. Let's open the zone file first and see. So it's in here twice. Oh yeah, I was thinking right in there. Maybe I need to put an A record. See, it's in here. It's right there, though. So that's why I don't know. There it is right there. Unless they're not supposed to be on different lines or something, but I'm pretty sure they are. They don't. I don't think you're supposed to put that up there. I'm almost certain. But could be. And I don't believe you put a dot after IP address like that. I think I checked on that last time. I just don't see. That may just be the error. There may be the problem right in there, and I just don't know enough. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know. Don't remember enough. Now, let's do the search. F7. Oh, that makes it do that. You can't paste in there. Oh, I think you can. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there you go. Paste. Just search. Okay. This is not search and replace this time. Okay, it's not found. Well, I was at the bottom of the file too. I don't even know if it's in there. There's as much stuff as in there. I figure. Let's hit that again. The browser's doing that. There. It's taking that. Both of the terminal window and the browser's taking that command. I've never seen. I didn't know that would happen. There it is. Zone ns1.bishopco.biz. Internet type master file, and then the file is forward. Okay, and maybe this is it because that's what I'm reading. You know, that's the same zone bishopco.biz. Okay, so ns1 in type master file. And this is the reverse ns1 bishopco.biz. Okay, let's just stay there at the end of it. Now, read that arrow again. Oh yeah, I was looking for that. Default. Well, let's look at this stuff one thing at a time then. Well, where is there a default underscore default in there anywhere? Let's do a search for underscore default because that is something that's really puzzling me. I guess I could say F7 turns create browsing caret browsing on and off. This feature places a movable cursor in web pages, allowing you to select text with the keyboard. do you want to turn this on? Now I don't want to say don't show this again because I'm afraid it's going to just turn it on. So yeah. Okay, it's only in this file one time. All right. So actually what I wanted to search for is that I wanted to search for default. Let's go back and just try to take them one thing at a time then. Okay. Bishopco.biz INS has no address records. So it's like either I need a file somewhere or I need to put the IP right here next to it. Doesn't say a line, does it? But see, that's the only place I know I can see that zone bishopco.biz /IN. Of course, it's not like that, but zone bishopco.biz master file. Okay, and then has no address records. Zone bishopco.biz not loaded. Yeah, this is the first error now. So I have gotten some of them fixed. I don't know for sure if I'm in the right file though. IN zone bishopco.biz /INNS NS1 bishopco.biz has no address records. Zone bishopco.biz and there's no / but INNS. This is why I think that's where they're talking about. But without knowing, I mean, I could try just putting an A record in there, but in that line, but where if you put it in the wrong place, it would be screwed. Try making another line with that, but that doesn't seem right. Well, unless this does have the reverse. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is what it's saying. Reversal what? Because there's no record. So maybe that is the thing to do. But how would I format it? I would probably need to make a line. Oh. You know what? I do remember seeing more than one of these ARPA lines in some of them. I don't think I can. Yeah, I never did figure out how to copy a line in this editor. There was name config. I think it was name config. Yeah, name config. Actually, I might. No, you know what? I don't think I ever backed these up since I've done all this because I knew I wasn't done editing them. What I was thinking is, oh, that'll be hard. I was thinking I would have to go to etc. Yeah, that'd be, let's see, etc. Well, maybe I can do that. Okay. etc named config. I'm thinking if I don't know why I think I can do it in Nano, but I haven't tried, so let's try it. No, wait. Just go etc. Okay, now then. There we go. See, there's a lot of stuff about what to do, you know, right there in the screen. Well, the other one has that too, though. But anyway, let's go down here. And here's my thinking. How do we copy? Okay. Cut here, justify. undo, redo. There's good ones. Mark text, copy text. Okay, mark text, copy text. Control A. No, this is that squiggly line or something. See the little arrow up is the control. Tells you did you hit control. Oh, it may just be MA. Okay. Oops, no, that is not it. Oops. I hit the wrong thing. Yep. The way to do that is to hold down. Can't do it that way. The normal way. So, I just realized sometimes there's a space and sometimes there's not. Let's see. Redo, undo. Well, I still don't know how to do. Could it be shift? Nope. I think I had them like that. I don't think I had a space in there. I don't know if it matters, but see, it was just like a space that's not there. I guess you could just say exit. Yeah, control exit and don't save it. Oh, this was when you have to write out. Oh no, it's control O. Control O is write out. Where is save? I thought it was save was like control S or something. I know that's what you do in Vim or Vi. I don't know if the command VI is for Vim or for Vi, but it's VI. I remember I used to use Vim some, but I don't. Every time I get in some of those ones I used years ago, they're really complicated to use. They're powerful, but they're complicated to use. Write out, where is, cut, text, justify, cut. Okay. I just don't know. Get my magnifying glass. It's M-A, but that does not work. I have tried that. As soon as you hit a letter, see, you get a letter. So, and control M-A, and then moving the cursor doesn't do anything. So, but that did stop it from control. See, control M-A. Now I can't hit those keys. Oh, what did I just delete? A whole line. I don't even know what I just deleted. Where's the undo? You see, I don't know how to MU. This is turning into a disaster. This is etc named. Okay, so I'm going to try exiting without saving. Save modified, yes. Save modified buffer, answer no, will discard changes. No, in for no. Okay, good. Let's don't go in there anymore. That's even harder. Name config. Maybe I can find the, okay, it does have a space in there. I don't know why. It's got two spaces actually. I wonder if that's been there all along. I think that was, what was wrong? I think I'll reload and see. I don't think so. But who knows? That is something that I don't necessarily think ought to be there. I don't need it. I didn't want it. So let's try reloading. Okay, so it still failed. Okay, let's see what we got now. No address or A records. Put it right there. Okay, now, well, that's all right. It turned into a arrow like it should be. It didn't look like one to me, did it? To you? See, it looks like an eye. Default Bishopco.biz in. Let's search for default in there too. Well, first let's keep looking for that, but zone Bishopco.biz in, and this one has no A records. Okay, now okay, this is what I was trying to do in here. Okay. Oh, I can do that without closing that window. I didn't know that. Control-Shift-O is what gets you back into. Oh, I was actually wanting that file, wasn't I? Let's go to Bishopco.biz zone first. Yeah, see, it doesn't have that kind of syntax in it at all. And it has an IP address and an A record. So, and I don't think they need to be on the same line or anything like that. And I don't think it needs to be up here again. That's the only other place where, like say, maybe I put it right there. I don't think so. Wait a minute. That is the default zone, I think. Kind of makes more sense to me now than I didn't think you put any IP address in there, unless that should be the before the NS1 Bishopco.biz. That I know that every time I saw this, it was not like that. It was always those two right together. I'm almost certain of that. Watch me be wrong, but. Like that looks like it would be right. So let's put me a cursor right there, put me a screenshot. I'm going to restart it with it like that and see what happens. Now I need to quit that anyway. What is it? Control C. Okay, now let's do the restart. Still got errors, which I'm not surprised. Let's see what we got. New errors now. Yeah, so I wasn't right. DNS or data format text. Yeah, line 3. Not a valid number. Yeah, guessing and begoshing is not a good way to do this, is it? See. Okay, let's get that fixed before I forget what I just did. How come that one's somehow it went to etc named Bishopco.biz zone. Let's get you out of there before we. And I put an A in there before. And that was wrong. That's where I got into some more new errors. Okay. Whoops. F2, not just 2. Okay. Hit cancel and make sure I got everything right. Yeah. That right there, I mean, you could put it right after it, but I think that's wrong. So I'm going to have to go. The reason I hesitate to go off, well, you can't just, I mean, I looked and looked. I couldn't find anything to copy and paste much. The videos was really the best stuff I found. So that's why I keep, and going through all those screenshots takes forever. You pretty well just got to start the first one and pour over each screenshot, you know. This is taking forever too, so now down in here, I was trying to figure out how to copy this line and then revert and put the actual IP address right there. This is what I think maybe I need to do. And actually, in order to do that, if I may have a zone file. Didn't take a picture of that last one. I'm going to close this so I can get to my file manager easily. And I have a file do I want? This is etc config, but I don't want, yeah, I do. I want etc config. Okay, I don't think I have a copy of that. Maybe I need to copy them over to, well, how did I do that last time? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I used FileZilla. Okay, there's named config. I think it's the only one I've got. Named CA. Named empty. Named zones. Oh, okay. Named config. Okay, let's view it. I don't know if you can even view it. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything beyond any of the new stuff. That's in there right now. So, I guess that's what I need to do. I can try one more time to see if I can figure out how to copy and paste. Let's go to F9. It'd be good to know how to do these things. It's not a file command. Copy F5. Now, see, it doesn't, just because you do that doesn't mean you, somehow you have to highlight stuff first. I don't have to highlight anything but just this part right here. But I tried that over and over. Let's see. Highlight or select. Remember that, copy to clip file. C insert, cut, paste from clip file. Insert command. Format, window, options. So it's in the edit menu, just like any other normal program. Copy to clip file. You have to select it first, okay. Copy. Oh, unmark, mark, mark columns, toggle mark, mark columns, toggle mark, F3. Okay, there you go. Mark. Okay. Now then, copy. I don't think I need to, there's no just copy and paste though. There's copy to clip file and then paste from clip file. So there's no just plain old, copy paste. Let's try. No, I'm just going to say copy to clip file. Okay, now. Okay, F9. Paste from clip file. Okay, it worked. So, one thing I did, yeah, I did get everything I wanted. Now, I do remember this file didn't have the extra deal on it, and it didn't give me any errors. You know what, I'm going to leave one in there because it may be good to have it. It usually is. Wait, I've got. 192.168.0.153. Now that won't be reverse, that'll be forward. One 192.168.0.153. All right. Screenshot it like that. It hit the wrong thing. I hit it too fast before it was hit enter. That's what I did before that came up. I do that a lot. 192.168.0.153. Okay, and then save it. All right, get out of that. Get out of there. Now let's restart. We still have errors. What are those beautiful errors? There's no address or name records. So that didn't do a thing, did it? So I'm afraid that that was just playing with, that's the wrong file. It didn't give me any new errors. Don't think. Oh, 153 address loaded. Wait. 192.168.0.153 IN address loaded. Zone 10 backwards. Backwards. Exited, code exited. Okay, so I think I broke something. Yeah, I think I screwed it up doing that. Now it says loaded. This loaded and this loaded. It might have been something I actually needed to do. I'm not sure. It loaded. It may be good. So I think I'll leave it for now. Then name service control process exited status failed with result code. Okay. So our big thing is the same thing. Has no address records. Bishopco.biz in this one, Bishopco.biz has no address records. And default, we need to find that default Bishopco.biz. Where am I supposed to be looking? What file? This is a problem with all of that right there. I don't know what file I need to be looking at. And I have improved things, I think. Other than this one here, I'm not so sure about if that it could give me more headaches in the long run. But bad zone. Okay, so now that one. Okay, let's search for that 7 thing I put in the underscore. It's not a space, it's underscore default Bishopco.biz. Now then, find all. Let's do that. String not found. Oh, still better go to the top. I forgot to go to the top. Can do it that way too. It's a little bit less aggravating having that error to me. because I don't have to search knockdown. Okay. I don't have to jump over there and grab the keyboard to answer that. Search again. Oh, I want to change the search parameters. I'll just say default, _default. It's not in there, so, but the one change, you know, that I did was this right here. Adding that may be okay. Maybe it may be something that, I think it might be something that I should have done all along. I'm not sure though. So let's look in these files. Maybe I haven't missing something in there. Okay. SOA, NS1, Bishopco.biz. Yeah, these are the same. INNS. Yeah, I don't remember what I've been changing in some of this stuff. Like if I remember I took an IA out of one of these lines. Now I don't know which one. Well, why is this one have INA and then NS1? Oh, well it should. Yeah, oh, that just says NS1. It doesn't say, well, that's all it's for, yeah. I don't think it's supposed to have just plain old Bishopco.biz in there as well. Yeah. So I wonder if that belongs in there. I was copying somebody's work, but like I could have missed something somewhere that he had put in there, you know. Whoops. Hitting the wrong thing. Let's see. Save before close. No. Okay, no, let's look at it again before I make sure I didn't mess it up. Now let's look at this one. This one has the reverse stuff in it. And there's no complaints about that. Oh yeah, it was the PTR. That was right because I was having those extra text or whatever, yeah. All right. But yeah, there's no, I don't know where the heck default anything is. So yeah, that's the root servers addresses. That's default stuff. Empty. Does that one have something about default in it? No. I don't know if this actually is something that was given by the initial install that needs to be name.invalid. Like that should say Bishopco.biz. I didn't bother it because I never saw anything to tell me that I should or that this files were even there that I remember. That's the loopback address there. So maybe that's why. So I'm not going to bother with any files I don't know that they need to be bothered. What's this one? This is, I forgot the name of the file, names.localhost. Our name invalid. Okay. It has a loopback in it. Name.loopback. Still says invalid. Our name.invalid. Don't know. That doesn't even seem to be the kind of errors I'm getting unless I just don't. Yes, I am, and I don't understand it. There's nothing called default in there, though. This one, oh yeah, you can't. If you're not in, I'm going in view mode to make sure I don't mess it. You can't find out if that extra. You actually can't find out everything that's in there if you. Slaves, dynamic, data, set root. Now this is the one where you can you can copy them all into these folders to be more secure. But I'm not. I'm gonna wait till I grow up before I start. That was pretty complicated. I was watching the video on telling you how to do that. See, everything doesn't look exactly the same. It looks complicated to try to get everything linked back to the original. You basically, well, you copy the files over, Actually, maybe the only security you're really having is if they get in here and they mess up those files, then they've messed those up and you've got backups. But I think there's more to it than that. But they didn't say make links to the original files. They said, which is what would make the most sense to me, they said copy them over. I've seen that before. And don't put your original files in folders that could possibly be gotten into. Put symlinks to them. And then if they delete the symlink or jack it up, then you still got your originals, you know. Anyway, it just seems only one video showed you how to do that, and I thought I'll walk before I run. I may be sorry because you might want you know, I have to do a lot more work again, but I thought about that too. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I've looked through everything in that side. Let's look at that one more time. Let's look at that screenshot again. Where's my... Oh, I don't have it open now. Okay. So I guess it's right there. What? Oh, that's Don's websites. I need regular screenshots. I need something seemed off. Oh, pictures. Screenshots. And I always wanted to just hit enter to open the viewer, but like I said, that's why I get so aggravated with this stuff, because you can't just work like normal, you know, when the things aren't working right. Okay, so there's those errors. Highlighting them makes them, well, it makes it easy to find them, but it's kind of weird reading them in those colors. Zone. Yes, okay. Is there something over there telling me where it is and I don't realize it? But no, that's the date and stuff. Okay, Bishopco.biz NS. That's the name server, has no address. Zone. Zone Bishopco.biz not loaded. Default Bishopco.biz is a bad zone. Now, did I? This is the Bishopco.biz. Now I don't even remember, but see that it's there. As far as I'm concerned, it looks to me like I've got it right. There is a couple of errors there, a couple of spaces there that maybe shouldn't be there. I took that out of some of the others. And you could just put a space in there. I mean, you don't have to have a tab. But I know they use tabs on all this stuff in it. Surely that's not it. That space causing it not to read it. But you see, that's the information that it, to me, especially this one right here, that's the information that it tells me it's missing. I don't think you go and put it up here. Pretty sure, you know, I don't know. I keep saying that. Let's see if that did anything before I go any further. Okay, nope, it did not did anything. Exact same errors. But it loaded with the serial number of those IP addresses that I have in my name file. There is no... Okay, is there a folder somewhere that's /default? Let me go look and see. It's the only other thing I haven't really hunted for. Okay. Oops. over here on this other side, you know, like in etc or whatever, but I don't think so. But let's see. Could be, if there was, I would think it would be at the very top of the folder. Yeah, there's no etc and var. Let's keep on going looking for folders that start with a /. Well, first see, is there a default folder in there? Yeah, there is a default folder. That's for grub. Okay, we don't want to bother with that. Yeah, see, ETC's got everything to do with the system in it, and you're running as root, so you can completely destroy your system. You better watch out what you're doing. Stay out of the areas that don't got anything to do with what you're working on. That's the end of the folders, so there is none. See, names chroot.files. That's got to do with what I was talking about setting it up more securely. They're talking about. And where's named config? etc named. There it is. I'm just blind. Somehow I saw every one of those other files but that one. Okay. Just going to try to look over it this time and see. Here's the folders that, you know, right here it lists the folders that are being used right here. Without query any. See, listen on IPv4 port 53 none and listen on port 53 any. That's how I did those, and that hasn't been given any errors. Like some of them, they put leave the 127 loop back in there. Now, unless I need, that's any should be any, you know, local or internet, LAN or WAN. But that's what I understand anyway. But a lot of them did that. They would say, well, they did everything from their own local IP addresses to like 127 dot. You know, with the local IP address, real IP address, not a loopback. And I think some of them might have put 127 and then put any after that, I think. I'm not sure. But the one that I followed when I was originally doing it, the one that I thought I understood it, I put any in there. And I haven't seen any errors about that ever. Allow query, I had like just, I think I had my router or something in there, and then I realized I could put any in there. And so that hasn't thrown off any errors that I know of. Recursion, dsec validation, manage keys directory, pit file, name.ca. There's that silly, that I haven't ever got back with that one program mine's log watcher program. It's supposed to watch your logs, and I don't even know what it does. It ended up being, I've got you know, those graphic user interface log file viewers, so that watcher, I probably need to just uninstall it. I don't even know how to use it. It's just a command line app, you know. Okay, and name.ca, Bishopco.biz. Now there's where it says, and then the, you know, the file, Bishopco. That's fine. That points to the right thing. That one is the forward. That one is the one I just put in. That's the forward, you know, IP address written in the forward direction, and then that's the reverse. And I even changed it to, that wasn't that way, so, you know, I just added that. That didn't bring up any new errors. It loaded and got a serial number. So forward.ns1.bishopco.biz, then reverse .ns1.bishopco.biz. So that part seems good. So yeah, I don't know where to look for. That's a folder, all right. I mean, let's see, where's my latest errors? Where it says, first it says the zone, Bishopco.biz. This one has no address records. Yeah, that doesn't say what file, so I'm wondering. I still wonder if it's in the name config, and it tells what zones that you have configured and all that stuff. So it says that the ns1.bishopco.biz has no address records, A or AA. So maybe it was, I overlooked something in the Bishopco.biz. Okay, maybe I'll go back and search for the word zone, and then after that, I don't know, default / Bishopco.biz. Usually when you're in a, it starts with a / when you're saying like, yeah, because it should say / if it was a folder readout there, call out, it would say / _default, and so on. These two loaded, that's what I was just looking at in the named config. So let's go back to named config again. Because, let's look in here one more time. I keep thinking it belongs in there, but it doesn't have anything like that, and it's not missing in there unless I have it written out wrong. I suppose I could do that. Maybe it's not maybe not reading it because of that. It hasn't ever caused any trouble anywhere else. But let's do that first, because that is what it's saying is missing, is that right there. Okay. So we'll try that restart again. No, didn't expect it to help, but it didn't hurt anything either, I don't believe, so that's all right. And I think we're going to have the exact same errors. Okay, let's go into like what I was thinking a while ago. Back to name config again. Now we'll hit F7. Well, let's hit F9 and then do the search that way. Now we want to look for zone. Whoops. Zone. Oh. Well, I don't think it'll be too hard to find it, but oh no, I gotta get back up to the top, or I think, well, let's go to the top and look for every entry of zone. F17, there is no F17. I guess you'd have to have some custom F keys on your system to have an F17. Okay, the very first one is the one that says name, hint name.ca. Okay. Zone, IN, type, hint, name.ca. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and that's good. Oh, yeah, I do remember one thing. These, in the way one guy was doing it, were actually at the bottom under my entries. But I think we're way past all that now. Now, there's an extra space there, but yeah, that doesn't include, yeah. That does make me wonder, though, because I had kept thinking about that. But they are there. That part's working, though. It's recognizing. Unless you're supposed to put, it's actually this one that it's saying it on. Then zone, Bishopco.biz, INS, NS1 Bishopco.biz has no. Okay, zone, Bishopco.biz, NS1 Bishopco.biz, zone. Or maybe it's both of them. No. INNS. Bishopco.biz INNS. That's where that is. Zone Bishopco.biz IN. There's no NS there. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think I am supposed to be in the... I think it probably is the zone files that where the mistake is. Maybe. Bishopco.biz INNS. There's no A records. I'm pretty sure, I mean, if they wanted to have A records in this section here, I would have put it in there. I mean, I just did it the other day, and I don't think, I just don't think, the only thing I do remember now is that I did see that the one I was following, I saw it later that I remember this, they had this at the bottom instead of, and I don't know that that could break the, you know, that being where it is could break the chain, but I guess if I did move it, I would probably have to, I think it was down there at the bottom just like that, and it didn't have the opening and closing. That this here is the closing part of the syntax, I know that. But if none of this was being read at all, then there would be error after error after error. So I'm not going to work on that right now because I think that maybe it can work either way is what I think. But we'll see. Okay, so Bishopco.biz. Let's go back to that error again. I'm just in an unending loop here, trying to figure this out. Let's see. S1 Bishopco.biz has no A record. And I still don't know where there's a default Bishopco.biz entry even. But the zone of Bishopco.biz, INNS, NS1 Bishopco.biz. I think it's zone, okay, Bishopco.biz. Well, I could copy, I guess if I would copy and paste that into Google and try searching it, maybe I'll get some ideas. A. Okay, yeah, I know, that was so funny. Edit. First, I want to look at it one more time. And S1 Bishopco.biz. I already tried putting it right there and it didn't work, right? Yeah, I got another weird error. Now maybe it goes after it, but I don't think so. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way this is done. Okay, so let's go to, well, I'm going to have to get that, I'm going to do the restart again, make sure it's still not restarting. I'm getting to where I don't remember what the last thing I did was. Okay, I'll leave that up so that I can do my searches. I might ought to say cPanel forums, huh? I'm just going to go to the first one. That might be where I want to go, but oh, that's the other one. I don't know that if I never tried looking for cPanel. This is the cPanel website. Let's put that in my software. Let's put it. Maybe I should put it in servers. Let's see. Yeah, server software info. Try to organize my stuff as best as I can. Okay. Sounds like you have NS1, NS2, the domain listed as NS, and the domain.com zone files, but no A records for NS1, NS2 in the same zone file. Zone file, okay? Okay. Didn't tell you how to fix it. I mean, obviously we. Okay, zone domain.com. Yeah. Domain.com zone files. They're in the zone files, but no A records for this one are in the same zone file. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. Let's look at products. Let's see. I don't know if there's any free. Yeah, try out or buy. See, you can't try that. Ubuntu. Let's go to the CentOS one because that's, that is made by Red Hat, which is Fedora is made by Red Hat. Let's put this in. Fedora. DNS server. All right, let's see. Okay, he was checking var named. Trying to see what the command was. It doesn't look like I see a command there. Okay, and so yeah, I guess it must be in var named. Oh, var named. Yeah, he's using the DB file extension like that other guy that made the scripts did for his zone files. From what I understand, you can pretty much whatever. You don't need actually don't need a file extension. They just do it to help them organize stuff, and they know in their head, so they know what's going where and everything. You could just do Bishopco.biz. You could do like I did, Bishopco.biz zone, Bishopco.biz. Well, anyway, I forgot what all of them are, but I did it in a way that I thought, yeah, that I wouldn't forget. Add in your zone file for novinelectronic.com lines and s1.com in your external IP. Service name restart. Oh, and then systemctl. That's the other one I forgot about. Let's see now. Let's go on and see if that fixed it. Now, I've been doing all this with my internal IP, hoping to just point to that machine, but I may be all wrong about that. What's the difference between this and this down here? Unix is a very simple OS, but you have to be a genius to understand it. Yeah, I know that's right. It's all that way with all operating systems, though. Cool thing about it is you don't have to be a genius, and you don't have to understand it to use it, even to install it. You can usually just follow the on-screen instruction. Well, for installing, not always. There's all these, bugs usually that are just little things you need to know. But I always did have less trouble figuring it out in Linux than I ever did in Windows, installing and all that. When you have Windows, gives you a lot less indication of what the errors are and where to go than Linux does usually. Now here with this, well, it's telling me. It's just that I don't have enough knowledge and experience to know what it's telling. What does this mean? What it's telling me, But okay, back to working on this. I do not see anything different in that. Somehow it's just posted twice. So I'm going to do what they say. And it looks like I'm just going to have to type it out. INA, okay. And what file do we put this in? Add in your zone file. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my... I may have to put it in all of them. Okay, let's go back to my... Before we go start doing it, let's see right here. Yeah, one more. Because just the guy didn't come back and say thanks, that worked great, Loaded, okay. I've got the serial number like me. Has no way records. And that's not pretty recent too. I didn't even pay attention to how old this was. That's last year. That's not too old. That's still new enough. But this is now, like, it took 2018. You want to be as recent as you can with your help, your methods, because things change all the time. Okay. Is there a way in CWP to set a glue record for NS2 domain? I don't know. Huh. Well, that didn't answer anything. So I'm not going to go with that. I think this is probably what I need to do. Let's go with one more. There's one of the check zone, which that might help. The check zone. I knew there was a command for checking those files. It might tell me more details about what I need to do. Maybe I'll run one of those. Oh, I wonder if I could put my internal and then my external. Well, but I don't want two. I don't want a whole nother one if I don't have, I just want DNS1 for each for each domain name. I don't want DNS1 and DNS2 or NS. That's DNS, not NS. Oh, that's DNS. Oh, now here's one thing that I don't have anywhere, and I don't even know what file it belongs. But I finally found out what this right here. At first, I thought that was the how many ports, how many machines were allowed, how many clients, but that is not. This right here, like if well, it's actually like mine, 192.168. Well, no, it's not. 192, mine's 192.168.0.1 and so on. But mine would be 192.168.0. Now it doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, the 24 is the rest of your IP address to 255. I can't, rather than just seem completely incoherent, I think I can show an example of what I'm talking about here in my router. Somewhere in here it should show that sort of thing. Yeah, here it is. Subnet mask. That's what I was trying to say. 255.255. That's what that 24 indicates. So you don't change it. You need to use that 24. Let's see, my DNS servers right now are my service, my ISP, because I do have a caching name server built into this router, but I turned it off when I discovered it was on there and running, so that I wouldn't mess things up. And here's my external IP. I may need that, which goes to my websites. Okay, so yeah, let's just leave that running for now. Now that's more detailed, but also sounds different than what this other one said. Oh, I see. This is more of his configuration files. Oh, there's no dot at the end of that. I mean, I guess what they're saying is his doesn't have the dot at the end, which I've got that stuff. Yeah, DNS. But I don't have anything that says DNS anything either, so that's making me wonder. I don't know what they're talking about by glue records, but and here's another thing. This was really done on Ubuntu. I don't know if I want to even save the link to this. It may be the thing I need one day, but it may be. I'm not going to save it right now because it's really. I think this. It seems to be what I have going on. To me. Oh, that I didn't go to Ubuntu. Never mind. This is super user questions. Okay. His forward file. Okay, that's his forward file. All right. 11 and 12-ish. Should be the same thing. His were all good, but didn't have the dot on the end. INNS DS1 XYZ.com. DNS1. Well, I'll put it in my instructions, but that still doesn't seem to ring a bell to me like this does. Let's see, in your zone file. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is NS1, NS2, or named novaLink.com.db. So I think that's, it doesn't say forward or reverse in the file name, so generally that's what people do. So I think what they're saying is and then restart it and everything. It's just the same entries, but I just need to do NS1, Bishopco.biz, INA, and then my external IP. Well, let's get in there. And this is going to be, and he has a 1 and a 2, so I just need a 1. Okay. Okay, now I've got that in my, got that up and going. Still don't know about the default. I'll have to do a search for that. No, I had to get out of it. I'm going to have to get out of there. Well, I guess I could get this and do a search right now before I lose my, I might as well just use that spot. Now, I'm not going to read any of that yet because I will lose what's in my head about the other stuff. Yeah. Too complicated for me to do more than one thing at a time. Okay. Well, I'm going to go into my main zone file. See, I have to get out of here. Go into my main Bishopco.biz zone. All right. Now. Okay. I wonder if that A in front of that is what's making it in S1. See? IN and S1 Bishopco.biz dot. Your external IP. Okay. Now, the other one I was reading said you're missing the dot. But that was not an IP address they were talking about. See? Where is it? Where he said you're missing the dot? Right there. INNS. Doesn't NS, you need a dot after them. And that's an A record. IN NS1 Bishopco.biz with a dot. So that's correct. And see, I'm not going to have an NS2 because that's supposed to be a whole nother machine. You need another machine to do that. So I'm going to use my free DNS account as my NS2 is what I'm going to do in my Godaddy setup. It's my plan so far. Okay, so so that's why there's two of them. I get that IN, and it says external IP, but I do see that it does not have the A in front of it. I mean the ampersand. I usually just always have called that an A because I forget the word ampersand, but it's confusing. You know, I'm saying it wrong, and that's really confusing. This is an A. This is an ampersand. So, checking my sound over there. Yeah. So I mean, maybe that's why it's not recognizing it though. Maybe I put an ampersand where it don't belong. They're not saying put one in there. And in this one here, they're not saying put one in there. Name server, NS records. They are saying name it like that in that place, but then there they're not even giving it a name. You could, I mean, I'm guessing. Yeah, see in the there's something right there. they're using the semicolon. That looks like that semicolon is being used to comment that line out, just like a number sign does. And I noticed it, and the reason I'm kind of thinking that is because my Godaddy zone files are full of those. In all the comments, they have semicolons in front of them. So I guess that works too. I've been wondering about that. Okay, so it may just be that both of those lines are ignored. So I want to try it like that and see. I mean, that's easy enough to try. But I will, okay, it still failed. But also they do, let's see, where does it, one of these it said when you do the restart, it was saying restart. I guess it was one of the other ones I was looking at. I guess it was the one that I thought was, I was looking at that restart command. Oh, here it is. They do restart named, and they also restart the name services. So let's try that. I don't think that'll work, but let's try it anyway. Because it will probably say it can't restart it because named is not even running, what it should say. Well, let's paste it. It'll put it in my recent commands list so that I can use it. Yeah, because the control process exited with error code. Okay, so now, but I'll have those in there, and now I can run them when I want to. All right, now let's see what errors we have now. Okay, zone Bishopco.biz has no record, no NS record, so it changed it. I think they taking out the ampersand broke that, I think. Not loaded due to errors. Yeah, it has no NS records. Yeah, so that ampersand belongs in there. Trial and error, the fun way, the extended way to get things going. Okay. But if I do it right, you know, right away like this, then but I don't understand why it doesn't did say put your external IP, but I think, yeah, because you're setting up because they're probably setting up a real web server one, you know, which is what I want to do. I'm just thinking if I get it up running locally and I can't get to it from the internet, then I should know what to do, you know. External IP. NS1. Look at that. Yeah. INNS1. Bishopco.biz. They have it in the other order, though, don't they? I have mine in reverse order of the way they have it. I think that broke it. INA is after the I copied that from somewhere. That could be one of those things that can go either way, but I wouldn't think so. And that A is not in what they say to do, though, unless they just left that off thinking, well, everybody knows how to do that part. I'm going to add another line. Well, I'll use the external IP and see. Where's the? I had the external IP in my clipboard, but I think let's see if it's still in there. Yeah, I've got that in there now. Oh, you can't undo. Okay. I'll have to go find it again on my router. It logs it out like within 3 to 5 minutes. There she blows. Whoa. Oh, I thought it had changed. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and use the external just because that's what they said to do. And, you know, why do it? What might be wrong? Now, that's exactly what they say to put in there. So let's go look at that again. Exactly what they say to put in there. Looks like they have tabs in between them that's further apart, but you know, I mean, mine's not a big long file right now anyway, so it doesn't actually necessarily need any more beautifying, I don't think. Oh, this one says INS, like mine, and then so maybe you can do it either way. This one up there it doesn't. Like that. And this right here is a comment, I believe. Name server A records. I think. Okay. Well, the way I just did that seems to be what they're doing. Oh, here's the yeah. Of course, this is the one that's not working, but admin. Yeah, it's different. It doesn't have, well, instead of root, he's got admin. Okay. That should be for the, I believe that's for the mail, and that there too, just like mine. Let's see, mine is INSOA. Let's see. Yeah, INSOA. Root, and everybody was using root that I was learning from, so and I can see why they could use admin if they wanted to. INS. Okay. INS, like I got that. I just don't have labels above mine, you know, any comment labels. Name servers, and then, but it's then it, name servers NS. Okay, but see, yeah, name server, and then A record. So, see, that's what I have, name servers. Then I have, that is ordered different though. So maybe I just didn't catch on and ordered it wrong. And then he has, I don't know why he has it in there twice, but different, more IPs looks like. Yeah, more IPs. Okay. Then he says, or he or she, you always say he, but name servers, NS records. So he was saying his NS records is where the problem is. Yeah, they're separating theirs out between NS and A records, but mine aren't labeled. So. And there's no dots in his. Yeah. Okay, so this one is saying to go that way. So I'm going to try it like I have it. And if I get another new error, I'll know I've added an extra line that I don't want. Exit. I mean, yeah, error again. Still says the same thing. Zone. Unless I have to go put those in my oh look, zone NS1 Bishopco.biz loaded serial. Now we've got another one that's loaded, another zone. So now our errors are just that. I don't know if I did good or what here. Did partial good. Let's go see. Let's go look at the other zone files before I do anything else. Let's get to that new set of errors. Zone files. Oh, Midnight Commander. Oops, you don't hit enter to open it. You do that. Okay. So now I know the form that format does. That's important to do it like that. I don't know if I think you still need those like they are though. I'm wondering now if I could do. No, I don't think you could do that. NS2, you know, and do the local internal IP. I'm afraid this is gonna. Well, for one thing, if I have that in this file, then that means it has to be put that way in every file. If my, let's get out of there. If my name config, does it have IPs in it? I don't think it has IPs in it. If it had the IP addresses, and then I use that script, it would automatically put the right. I could just change it, but it does. Yeah, they don't have IP addresses in there. So I don't. I'm thinking ahead after seeing that video about how to make that script. This file I want it to be so that everything in it. I change everything in it. Actually, it's going to need to be another file. I need to make me one of those DB files. I need like a generic Bishop, like maybe just Bishopco, like this. The machine's called Bishopco.localhost. I could just call it Bishopco zone, so I'll know it's mine. You know, something that to Bishopco zone file, and then everything else will be DB files, and I don't think they have to be named. Like these are not named zone or anything or DB, and they work, and I knew they would. That part I knew. But anyway, all these others can. Everything, okay, if I have one that's my main zone file, I don't want it to be called Bishopco. Actually, I can probably just rename it from Bishopco.biz .zone to just Bishopco zone, .zone. And then have that script run on that, and it'll remake all these other files, and they'll be right as long as I get my script set up right. So why am I still doing this? Well, because I wanted to see if I could get this working, and I wanted to understand it before I get into something that I think may be even harder. It could end up being easier, though. But yeah, you know what you do. You get in. I get focused in on trying something, and I just don't know when to quit. I've been feeling like ever since I saw that video, try that, try that, try that. So why haven't I tried it yet? Well, I don't know. Why haven't I? Okay, now look at this. These. They're the same, but the forward file is this one guy I was following. He added that NS1 right there. Okay, so I don't think that is really the same thing as what I just did. Well, it kind of is. Well, it's backwards. It doesn't have the. Well, it doesn't say. Yeah, that. Yeah, this person I was following didn't put those. Those headers are actually helpful. Those notes, those comments that tell you what each section means. That'd really be helpful for a beginner like me. But so I don't think that I need to add what I just saw into this file, because he wasn't saying into your forward and reverse zone files. They weren't saying that. They said in your zone file. And when they talk about your zone file, now see, this one has the same thing, but it has that PTR in it, and and see, I was using my internal IP address, That's why I think I probably should put my internal in there and stick with the same thing, or I think I'm going to really mess things up. And then it may only work on my local network, but then all I have to do is go back and change the IP address. Now, there is one thing I could do. I keep forgetting that. There are some really cool text file editing programs that you can just say, go to this folder and search inside of each file, and every time you see 192.168.0.153, change it to whatever. And it'll do that for you. So now that's something I could do. That is something I can do in the GUI. Well, I could do it in the GUI and then copy the files with FileZilla over and override them, I guess. But then I got to make sure I get the permissions right. But I've done that with editing web pages a lot over the years. It's still not completely easy. It'd be easier in this probably than on my websites because there's all these varying addresses in there that are similar but not the same. Remembering them and getting them all right, it's a mammoth task. The bigger your websites, the more work it gets to be, the more pages they have and the more links they have. Anyway, I don't see anything in there that rings a bell with me as to what they're saying. Whoops, I hit enter again. This is the only place that seems to be what they're talking about. So, Bishopco.biz zone NS1 has no. It still has no A records or anything. Well, let's go ahead and read on about that right there for a minute because it says it's a bad zone. That could be part of it. 192. Oh, what? Hold on. Look at there. That is my internal address. It's zone 192.168.0.153 loaded. So how come that loaded this time? Oh, that's that one I did a long time ago in my name config file. Okay. Okay. So really, I made no change then to it, what I did. Let's go back over there. I think what I'm going to do is change it to my internal IP address. It said add this, but this is CentOS too. It's not Fedora. I know Red Hat's good when I see a Red Hat information about Red Hat because that's actually I am running the bind from Red Hat. They didn't have a Fedora version. It's the Red Hat version that I'm running. I know that. So add in your zone file for novalints.com. Okay, let's look back at his var name, novalints.com, db. Okay, yeah. Okay. Add in your zone file 1 and 2. Unless I have to have a 2, but I don't think you do. Huh. Actually, I just now realized those don't, it doesn't say to use different records, NS1 and NS2. Well, and it says your external IP. Maybe I'll do it. I'll do NS1 and NS2, but I don't have well, he has an NS1 and NS2 though, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. So I know, I'm not going to do an NS2 because I'm not doing one. From what I understand, GoDaddy won't let you point your NS1 and NS2 to the same. Oh yeah. It doesn't, you don't put an IP in there, you just put NS1.so-and-so and NS1.2. So maybe I can. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I know they still know that your name server 1 and name server 2 should be 2 separate servers to do it right anyway. Okay, so I'm very tempted to make an NS1 and an NS2 and one internal and one external, but I think that would just throw everything off because it's not listed, and I'd have to go put it in all my other files too. But this is what I think I can do right now anyway. Unless they meant to put that up there. In that line. I assumed it was down there because it's where mine are, you know. NS1.bishopco.biz and then put IN, you know. Oh, did I? I thought I already tried that and it didn't work. Yeah, you know what? What I did there, this is, you know, just changing the IP address isn't going to make a hill of beans here. But copy to, oh, first you got to do mark, toggle mark, F3, okay. Okay, and then copy to clip file. Okay, now F9, paste from clip file. And finally, we're getting the hang of that. Extra line, IN A. See, I didn't think you needed IN in there more than once, but I'm going to do it just like that for now because that's how they said to do it. Unless I needed, I don't think you'd put it there, IN, you know, A number. They said to put it after Bishopco.biz, after your domain name, and there's a space after or a tab after your domain name, and then an A, and then your external IP address. Okay, now I thought about that I don't know how many times, but screenshot with my cursor up there. F2. Let's make sure that I don't have any extra spaces or anything weird in there. Yeah. All right. Same, still got errors. Well, we would still have an error, but see if we got rid of that error. Yeah, DNS from text, not a valid number. Yeah, I did this a while earlier. And what else? Zone NS1.bishopco.biz is loaded. Wait a minute. Serial number zone. Those have been loading for a while now. Not a valid number. A, not a valid number. Yeah, so that's not how you would do that. It's not where it would go. I think where I was putting it was where it would go, at the bottom. I guess I figured that out a while ago and now I forgot when I was looking at both files. So, I think that's how we do that. F9, F3, toggle mark. copy the clip file. Paste from clip file, ns1, Bishopco.biz, in. Now all I'm doing now is just changing it back to my, what I'm ending up doing now is changing it to my internal IP address, which I don't think is going to fix everything, but I want to get back to where I was. Oh, I could make it ns2. Well, let's don't do that yet. I don't think that's it. Okay. Hey. Redirecting to bin system CTL restart name service. I think it worked. Now let's do that restart name service as well. If I can find it again. Now, I believe you're supposed to do them both like that. How did that become any different? How did that become any different than the way I had done it a while ago? I did my local IP, which is what's in every other file. Maybe that's what made it jail, huh? Because they said, like I said, I know they were saying your external IP because it's what you'd be using. I think I might have fixed it. Okay, so I'm going to restart the machine. Let's just use the GUI this time. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, there won't be anything in the logs right now. You got to restart the machine first. Oh, well, there is. Failed to start the database and all that stuff. Seems to be new, more errors. Let's see. Anyway, let's restart the machine. And I'm going to use this, I don't know, just for the fun of it. I mean, I know how to do the commands now. I'm remembering them. And, wait. Yeah, that's fine. I'm restarting that machine, not this one. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, this other error is gone now. So, let's see what bad zone they would say. There's no need to go really into it, but I did want to know what master zone file. Keep getting errors. I'm using WebMin, yeah. There's WebMin right there. I haven't looked it up. I'm getting to where I need a break is the only thing, but while it's rebooting, I will. I may have to just do that, stop and take a break. I've been going, I've almost been going 3 hours now. I knew I was getting tired. So, yep, I remember those graphics they use. Web-based interface, administration for Unix using modern web browser, so-and-so, Apache DNS. Yeah, Apache DNS, file sharing, and much more. So, yeah, this might be something I really ought to try to do. I just remembered one of the main reasons why I haven't wanted to put that in the wrong place. I want to put it in servers. Because I don't know if I have enough space to install WebMin on this machine. 15 megabytes. Well, it's not big. I mean, I've seen the commands, to install it. But 16 megabytes. I don't, but let's see, yeah, there'll be, I don't remember where I saw to install it, but you can use certain commands to just automatically, do it all. So if you download the file and then run the file, that's a whole different thing. I don't have this machine set up where I could run a RPM, and all that stuff. So, but it's not. I did look, and it's not in the Fedora repos. But Yeah, here you go. We get wget. That's the other thing I meant to do, and I kept saying, no, I'm doing this right now. SourceForge, it's over on SourceForge, and so anyway. So I'm not going to do it, and I'm still not going to do it right now because I'm actually not in the desperate need for it right now, but meant to put that in server software info. Okay. He's having trouble, though, getting this error that I've been getting. 453. Let's get back down to what they're saying. Just need to add an A record. Okay, so those two parts of that error were from the same problem. I don't know what that is. Is that a command? But it's what he's doing. He's adding an A record. Okay, so well, I'm going to put that in there because even though it's not exactly what I got going here. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure before I moved on, got back in there. See if we can reconnect now. I think I got it right. And look at our logs first. Make sure that we don't have some sort of, I don't hear myself talking over there. Yeah, there we go. I guess okay, that's too large. Serials, so-and-so, too much work. Could not read. Sys module, PCC, CPU frequency, no such device. I wonder why I'm just now getting that one. CPU frequency. Huh. That's part of the DNS application. I don't know. Okay, so we are back to having our DNS server working, I think. Okay, we're getting a correct external IP address. Hey, that's a good sign. There's my website. And this is, I'm just going to do this, but I don't expect it to. That's the DNS server from my ISP. I think it just won't load. And port 53, of course, is where the DNS servers are. So I'm not even going to let it sit there and try to load. Now then, what are the other commands that you do? Dig. Oh, let's do nslookup again, but let's do the IP address. Let's do my external IP first. Oh, that's not what I have in my. That's not what I have in my clipboard right now. Every time I try to right-click and paste, it don't want to work. And then you click in a different place and it'll work. Okay, ARPA. It says no authoritative answers can be found. Okay, now we're going to try it. 4192. My internal 192.168.0153 still can't be found. Okay, but it's if everything was right, that should be found because I'm doing this from my local network. So from what I understand, anyway. Now, the good what is the good thing? Look, I don't know. I guess I haven't really tried that too much. My external IP that says, yeah, that's a reverse lookup, but it just says third answers. Oh, wait a minute. Name, spectrum.com. Okay, so it did a little bit. That may be going through their servers to get that because it's all Spectrum. Yeah, that would make sense. And then authoritative answers can be found from. Now, there's nothing there. That's what it said. I see. And then, but it went to the, the command prompt, and I just went ahead and did another command. I don't want to do nslookup. I want to do. Let's see if I have any more that I've forgotten. It's going through. It doesn't just give you. It gives every command in a row. Okay, I didn't remember that. I thought it would give you the instead of giving you the same one over and over, I thought it would give you the. Yeah, so that's going to take all day to get through that. I do remember this one because it was an easy to remember command. But if you go up there and hit edit, then it works. Let's see, I don't remember doing dig on my external IP address. Well, it just gives some basic stuff there. Oh, Red Hat. Okay, so it sees my server, sees my DNS server, Red Hat. That might be a good sign. Okay, and then, so that's telling me that my name server can be seen through the internet now, because it knows that it's Red Hat. Well, you can ping my server. There's no point in pinging it. Let's see. There's another one that gives more information. I'll have to go get it out of the text file, I guess. But first, let's do. I just want to see. Here, let's do this. Change it to dig. Actually gave me more information, didn't it? nslookup. No, not as much as I thought. Here we go. No, yes, there we go. Dig. Server 7110.216. 7110.216. That's a weird IP address. So what is 7110.216.1? Port 53. Now that's got me curious as all get out, so let's try this. ZMAP will really look that up. So let's just do the whole thing. That. Let's do a full scan, because I don't know where that IP is coming from. Charter. Oh, okay. There's the answer right there, the first part of it. So that's a charter IP, charter DNS server. That's not mine, which is kind of odd. It kind of throws me off because it's probably in my router. Let's just go see. maybe one of the ones that's in my router. I believe it is. Yep. Yep. Primary DNS server of my charter DNS server. But why does going to 153 show that? I got more. Oh, it wasn't done, was it? Oh no, that's my image. Well, I'm done using that help there for that from that, so I think I'll close this for now because I know I'm going to have to take a break before I do any more work. Okay, so when I did dig on that, I don't know why it says charter, but comes up with charter because when I do my external IP address, which is the one, you know, that's a good thing though. When I do my external IP, it's just really hard to follow this. There we go. Wait, I just saw it. It's 153. 47. Here we go. Dig. It immediately comes up with Red Hat, which is my machine. Then the IP, answer, query name, server. Oh, then it does give out charter IP addresses. And that's the end of it. Okay, so I don't completely understand what all that information represents. I didn't need to close my file browser, did I? I need back in there. I need to go to documents, websites. Let's go to ABCs, I guess, because I want to look at probably that one right there would be good. Hostname CTL, I think, is the command I want. No, that's hostname CTL. What would that tell me? Just the basic stuff. Okay, that's not going to be what I want. Oh, there it is. Host T and domain name stuff. Oh, yeah, I have I want to go with Bishopco.biz somewhere in here. Not two Z's, though. That won't work. There we go. Copy. Paste. Why isn't it? I must not have got a good copy out of that. Copy. Yeah. Host T. Bishopco.biz. Oh. Name server NS12, NS11. Oh, okay. That's the GoDaddy. So that's as far as it's going to trace on that. You know, first it's going to GoDaddy, and then, well, that is how it is, of course. So I need to like do my external IP address then. Yeah, hostname T. Let's see if I can. I won't be able to type that right. But I can do that and then delete Bishopco.biz. I bet I can do that right. Okay. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll try it. Okay, yeah, now it showed it in reverse there, R for domain pointer, spectrum.com. So I think that means that, you see, that's like a reverse, oh, that's a reverse lookup, of course. So my reverse lookup is working. I just did a reverse lookup. I wasn't thinking about that's what I was doing. Okay. Now, I think I can type for some reason I can type, I've typed 192.168 for so many years. I can usually do that. Not found. Okay, so, well, it wouldn't be found on the internet, though. I think that maybe what host T does is go through the internet. Actually, I don't know. Do I? Oh, I did that with nslookup and it was not found too. So not found. So that something about that part is still not working. But you know what? I do remember. Okay, you have to go on your client machine. Well, this doesn't make sense because I'm running these commands on the name server itself. But when you're doing it from a client machine, you go over on a client machine and you add the names. You have to add either the client. Oh, I think you have to add the client's IP address to. Well, I put any. Yeah, and so I wouldn't have to put my client IPs into the name config file. I put any in there. And that's supposed to make that work. But I can't type in this terminal. Or can I? Yeah, see, it won't let me as long as Nmap's running. So this one's actually probably not going to be anything special after all. 53 is what's open because that's a name server and it's charter. I think I'll save it, but not GoDaddy, charter. I guess I'll have to make me a new folder. I'll leave that open for a minute in case I want to run another one. But yeah, let's run my external IP. Well, I could run this one. No, I don't care about that. That's not my goal. The only thing I'm still aggravated that that part of it doesn't work. There it is. I just thought, well, it's in my router, but yeah, it's logged out already. So I think I've ran that well, but it'll be different now. Spectrum, yeah, 443 is open, 453 and 80, and that should be all that's open, other than the printer ports and scanner ports, which will be filtered. I'm trying to think of the right word. Okay, let's see. Yeah, just what I was thinking, what I was expecting. So Apache web server and bind version tells you the bind version Red Hat. So see, it can see my bind and everything. It can see my NS server, my name server. Now what I'm wondering now, I guess that's the next thing to check, is will my NS1 thing, will my NS1 address actually work in GoDaddy and allow me to problem is you got to do it. You have to click on apply to see whether or not it'll let you do it, and I don't actually want to do that right now. Well, I guess I can do it to Bishopco.biz, and then if it doesn't work, put it back. Yeah. I guess I should try it because I can't think of any reason to not do it now. Oh, I see. So if you don't want to save them both, then it tells you which one do you want to save. I already saved the other one, so I'm going to save it in that folder. Okay, now I think that's what I want to do. I think that's what I should do. Let me get my password out. I'm going to go to my website, Bishopco.biz, make sure it's up and running. Okay. And it is, I am pointed to the NetPRoMax. So that was very unexpected. Sorry. Now, see, when I first log in, maybe that's where it always takes you, but I think maybe it takes you to the last place you were because, yeah, I think so, because the last few times I had to try to find that spot. Okay, so my IP is manually set here to my external IP. And I have all my mail records and everything, and I've downloaded all that stuff. Let's download it. Well, I know I did, but I get a little nervous. So I'm going to download my zone files as they are. Because what I'm going to do is go to my name servers. Actually, before I even click on save, I know there's something else I need. I always forget what is the see, this is all my forwarding stuff is still up and running. Oh, here it is. I'm going to need that, as well as, actually I think I'm going to have to type mine. Copy that. Okay, so I'm going to hit change and do some screenshots here. Oh, did I really just do that? I hit close by accident. It should go right back there though. Did I lose some other page? Oh no, I used the recently, yeah, because I was thinking it was going to open up right there, but it's all right. Try reloading again. Something went wrong. I think I have to go there. Okay, I want Bishopco.biz. There we go. Make sure I'm on the right one. Let's see, move that, get it out of my way. Go to the downloads. Yeah, I got my backup zone files. All right, now default is the default. Custom, now they tell you how to do different ones. Now I use that. I did this before. I did NS1 and NS2.afraid.org just to see if I could fix my lost mail records when I lost them, making my zone file template that I ran on it. Okay, now what I need is, actually it's probably in here somewhere, but what is it? NS1. Oh, you don't type it there. Yeah, ns1.bishopco.biz. This only to affect my ns1.bishopco.biz. Yeah, that's it. just kind of thinking here. Is that what I actually made? nslookup. Yeah, I believe so. Okay, yeah. I'm not finding anything. NS1.bishopco.biz. I'm not finding anything to confirm that, but when I get to a moment like that, I get a little bit, yeah, unavailable. Still same old, same old. Okay, so don't know why it's not available. Let's go back to my oh, I've rebooted the machine. Okay, Midnight Commander. Can go to etc named, or I can go to my zone files, but I thought I'd go to named first. I just want to view them. I don't want to end up messing them up. So I think it's all down at the bottom. ns1.bishopco.biz. That's, yeah, okay. Forward and reverse. So that's the right thing. ns1.bishopco.biz. I do have it set up that way. Now, of course, it could be because I have it all set up with my local IP address, and I'm going to have to put the external IP in there. I'm not going to do that right now because, like I was saying, I need a break. But so really, after all this work, I don't see any changes yet. Well, I mean, I don't see the desired main change that I'm looking for. ns1.bishopco.biz. Yeah, I see if I had NS1 and NS2, I could put those in Godaddy. But I still think that script might be a wonderful idea. Because I still don't, just because I got it to run doesn't mean I'm not missing stuff that would make it work right. Yeah, every one of these IP addresses would have to be changed manually, or, well, I could use, if I could find, I don't think I have those programs installed on this machine, those text programs. I have them on my Fedora 14 machine. I guess I could, some of them you can do it to remote hosts. I just remembered that. I guess I could boot up the Fedora 14 machine and try to do it that way. But, and just do a search and replace on that IP, and it wouldn't break. Well, I wouldn't do it on the whole machine. I'd only want to do it on certain files, though. I'd make sure I only select the files I want changed. That would be the thing. Okay, so so we're not any. I'm no further along, with that working. That's not working. Okay. So, but it's a quick way to find out. And but I do know it can be done because I did when I got desperate to try to fix my lost mail records. I put NS1 and NS2 afraid.org in there, and it let me change it. That was the only advice that GoDaddy support gave on their forums. It's how to fix the when you mess up your zone file. What I did and lost all my mail records. Is to do that, put custom and then put it back to default. And it brought everything back that was in there right before that, just the basic domain stuff. I had this, and I had Bishopco.biz wasn't hurt; it was some other ones, and I had my name servers. I just had like 4 lines or something like that. anyway, I finally figured out to go back to those dirty old templates that I got so mad at, and figured out how to set it up. And I won't go through it again because you can look at my previous videos. They're named accordingly. If you want to see how I did that. This one I had not messed up, Bishopco.biz, so that saved me. Now, if you're not in that situation, it wouldn't save you. This one I had not changed. I have 5 domains. I changed 4 of them with that template and lost everything. All I was trying to do was just change my IP address. That's all I was wanting to do. But I was trying to figure out a way to do it, all of them at once, you know. But it'd actually be easier to just do that. Click that and change it. And do them one at a time. And actually, the ones that I've forwarded, they don't have my IP. It changes your IP address to going through their servers and all this stuff. But anyway, if you make a template and then select this domain is what I select, and I look at the video, but select the right fields. Basically, actually, I think you just said select all the fields from Bishopco.biz, but it did not include these. And I noticed that before I hit, do it, and it did not include these. And but it did have all the mail records, and so it fixed. And they all need to be the same, it's all from Godaddy. So all my mail records, I got them all back in all my domains. So and I only use mail on 2 of them, Dawn Songs and show you while I'm talking about all this. See, it has a different IP address because I'm forwarding it to the right folder. Even if it's on the right same server, it's a different folder. Anyway, Dawn Songs has all the mail records too now, and FTP and all that stuff. And it's forwarded, and so is Psalm 68, both of them, .com and .org. So the only one that's not forwarded is Bishopco.biz and Bishopco.com because they are the root website, So, I'll leave that open since it's logged in, but should still be working right now. Okay, yeah, but I got to keep that NetPRoMax running until I need to forward my port 80 back to the other machine before I shut this thing down. But I am going to have a break like immediately, so I'm not going to do any shutting down or anything. I'm just going to go. But I wanted to at least try that before I took off. Alright, so I'll get myself turned around and figured out, and getting tired. I don't know. I want to continue. I'm kind of excited now that I got it working again, but I think maybe what I really need to do is learn about the template. Oh, talking away here. I need to learn about showing you that interface. Talking away, learn about setting up the script or downloading that script. I'm not going to build a script. It's a complicated script. I can build an install script, and that's about it for applications for Yum or DNF. But download his script, and if I can understand and all that, and all I have to do is edit his script with my domain names and IPs and stuff. And then it will automatically make all the rest of my. That's the only way to go. That is so hard to make all my zone files, my forward and reverse zone files. I'll have to see what I'll edit. I know it does that now. If it does like the main zone file per domain, I'm not even sure now that I think about it. But I think it does. Yeah, it does. I think what you do is you make a DB file. That's what he did. He called it a .db file. And that DB file has kind of like the basic stuff like was in my Bishopco.biz domain. Anyway, it has some basic stuff in it, and then that script looks at that, and then you just tell it what domains you want it to do it for, and it'll make all the zone files. That's what I'm going to do next. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but that's what I'm going to do. All right.